Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Now, let's have a look at some of the stocks on the move today here in Europe. I'm Caroline Hepker with Stephen Cowell, and we're joined by Bloomberg's breaking news editor, Louise Moon. So there's a deal happening. The private equity firm CVC agreed to buy US credit manager Marathon Asset Management. In terms of the market reaction to that?
Shares are actually interestingly down slightly. CVC shares, that's in Amsterdam, potentially on the back of the value of this deal. It's a big buyout. So as you say, they're buying Marathon Asset Management. That's the US firm. The deal's valued at as much as $1.2 billion. So $800 million of that is CVC equity. And then on top of that, there's also an earn-out consideration linked to future performance at Marathon as well. So it kind of marks the latest consolidation in this space. A lot of these tie-ups are kind of gathering pace among alternative investment firms. And for CVC, it expands them into the US credit market. It is being pegged as a very positive deal, which is why it's interesting that the shares are moving slightly lower. But yeah, so they're expanding into the US credit market. They say it will be beneficial to earnings from 2028 onwards. And it kind of comes after the CEO. He's been pursuing these, or trying to pursue these type of acquisitions for a while. He's been wanting to expand their offerings and compete with the likes of KKR, those giants. So this marks a step towards that for CVC.
Well, to France next, Louise, and there's a crisis in infant formula stocks. That's weighing on several companies.
It is, yeah. Stocks kind of falling across the board as this crisis, which has been ongoing, widens with to do with infant milk formula. So Danone down almost 4% this morning, Reckitt over 3%, Nestlé also down over 1%. And this is after, on Friday, Danone recalled more of its products, so expanded the number of recalls to more European markets, and this is all due to changing standards from regulators. It has said that its products remain safe. It's tried to reassure in that sense, but that's not really helping its share price this morning. There was an interesting commentary from Barclays saying that the financial So Nestlé has also been impacted by this. They've also pulled products in more than 60 countries. But Barclays is saying that the financial damage for Nestlé will be 10 times higher than Danone. So as much as this is impacting Danone's stock, the financial damage will actually impact Nestlé more. They say that the highest cost of Danone is likely to be up to 100 million euros, which is obviously a lot, but they're saying that it will be a lot more for Nestlé. So this is a bit of an ongoing crisis across these European infant milk formula makers.
Yeah, okay, so that on infant formula. Now to the retailer Fnac Darty. What is driving the gains for this multinational retailer now?
Yes, they've had an offer from EP Group, which is obviously led by the Czech billionaire Daniel Kretinsky. He's offered to take control. He is already their largest shareholder, but he wants to, or the company wants to become the long-term majority shareholder. They said that they would keep existing leadership, they would keep their dividend policy, but they want to be the long-term majority shareholder. So they've offered, the value of their offer is about 1.1 billion euros. So that's 36 euros per share, which is a 19% premium to the company's previous closing price. So we've seen their stock soar this morning, up. Last time I looked, about 17%, but at one point it did hit that 19%, which is that so closing that gap between the last closing price and the offer price. As I say, they say they want to keep the leadership as it is. They want to keep the dividend policy as it is. They say from their side they think it's being welcomed by the board. They're calling it a friendly offer. And for EP, it's them expanding further into France. So another M&A deal today.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.